Miracle Priest was actually the first meme deck that I ever made. It's Miracle because you play Auctioneer with like a bunch of cheap spells to draw through your deck pretty heavily, and your win condition is Stormwind Knight with Divine Spirits and Inner Fire. You use Stormwind Knight because it has charge and it also has quite a bit of health at 5. I played this originally like way back before Naxxramas even, and obviously the deck has gotten some tools since then. Radiant Elemental is probably the most notable new card that fits in this deck. Back in the day, without the coin, or like without Thaurissan or something, you couldn't actually do a full OTK because Stormwind Knight double Divine Spirit is 8, Inner Fire is 9, and the best you can do is work a Power Word Shield in there, which puts you up to 28 damage. But now with Radiant Elemental and with Shadow Visions, you can get even more Divine Spirits. You can actually do like 80 damage or something ridiculous, and that's without even getting lucky enough with Lyra to get another Divine Spirit or something. And of course we are also playing Lyra. Lyra doesn't really work toward the win condition, but it's kind of like an alternate win condition. You play a lot of cheap spells, so if you can't draw into an Auctioneer, or if you're in a matchup where there's like too many taunts you're not going to be able to charge face, then Lyra is kind of your backup. We're also playing Humongous Razorleaf because sometimes if this sticks on the board you don't even have to draw your Stormwind Knight. You can just silence this and deal 32 damage pretty easily. Basically, if they don't deal with your 4-8, they have to be worried about dying on turn 4. And there's not very much cost to putting the Humongous Razorleaf in this deck. You're already playing Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, obviously. And you're already playing Silence, because Silence is a free draw with Auctioneer. It lets you get through taunts on your OTK turn, and now you can also use it on a Humongous Razorleaf for another win condition. We're also playing a 1-of Purify, because it works with the Humongous Razorleaf, and it helps you cycle through your deck. The draw card is pretty nice. I'm only playing 1 Purify and no Ancient Watchers. I don't want to make it a full Silence deck, but I think this deck can support a single Purify and 2 Humongous Razorleafs. We're also playing 2 Burgly Bullies because the coins are really good at fueling the Auctioneer and the Lyra, which are pretty important in winning our games. And other than that, we have Northshire Cleric, Circle of Healing, and Wild Pyromancer as another big draw engine. And basically just a bunch of cheap spells and draw and stuff that supports the archetype.
Taranda versus Jaina.
You asked for it, and you will give me strength.
So I definitely don't keep Silence or Stormwind Knight. I'm not really sure what I want in the opening turns. Northshire Cleric is pretty good. I guess I want Humongous Razorleaf, Burgly Bully. I don't think I really want to play Radiant Elemental on turn 2. Let's try mulliganing it. I feel like this deck really lacks cards that you actually want in the opening hand. I did get the Cleric though, and I got a Razorleaf.
Is someone injured?
This might not be an OTK matchup because you can't OTK through an Ice block if they have a lot of health. Let's definitely go ahead and play Power Word Shield here. Let's just Inner Fire this Northshire Cleric and beat up a Zood. He has to be worried about giving me free cards. Pretty much needed exactly Frostbolt there. Let's just ignore the Babbling Book and get him for 5 here. I could have healed the Cleric, but it would have taken my whole turn. And I have a Purify for the Humongous Razorleaf already, so let's just go ahead and get it on the board. Silence Priest, or Secrets, are actually pretty annoying. That's good. So if that's Counterspell, I would probably rather the Circle of Healing get Counterspelled. Let's first see if it's a Mirror Entity. That would make things a lot easier. I think it's so likely to be Counterspell. So I'm gonna play the Circle first here. Alright, nice. Would have been so good if I could have Purified this, traded it in, and then Circled. But that's just not how this game's gonna play out, I guess, and that's fine.
Someday I'll be just like you.
This is my last Inner Fire, I do need to keep that in mind. Let's heal the Cleric here. Pyro. I'm just gonna play a Razorleaf here. If it's Mirror Entity, I really don't think he even has any way to activate it, so that's fine. This Radiant Elemental is pretty nice. I might have to just trade it into the Sorcerer's Apprentice, though. Or maybe I just trade this guy in, but then he can hero power it. But then he has to leave up my Radiant Elemental. With my current hand, I don't think the Radiant Elemental is actually that good. I'll just trade it off. Then we'll get him for 9 here. I can actually kill him next turn because of the Stormwind Knight. And by kill him, I probably mean pop his Ice Block. Although that turn, all I did was hero power Humongous Razorleaf, so it could still be a counter spell. I can clear out his taunts with the Pyro. And I should be able to pop him here. Actually, if it's counterspell, probably doesn't clear out his taunts, does it? I would rather this Inner Fire get counterspelled, I think. So, not much point in doing it on the 4-8, because if it goes through, I'm gonna have to silence it anyway. I don't think there's really, like, a good target for this, so I'll just throw it out. Alright, it is a counterspell. So we want to silence this. And then we're gonna heal, I guess, the Cleric, and hope we draw a spell here. Damn, that sucks.
Right away.
Let's just kill off the Pyromancer. I think he's gonna have a hard time dealing with my board. I don't want to make it too easy on him. It's possible that I didn't need to make that trade. But even if he pings down my Pyro, he's at 11, I have 9 on board with the Stormwind Knight in hand. That's fine, though. Let's just get an Auctioneer to stick here. It's not great draw value out of it, but the 4-6 is hard for him to deal with, and if he's fireballing that, that means he can't deal with my Razorleaf. And if it sticks, and he develops an Ice Block or something, it doesn't really matter, because I should just be able to draw a shitload of cards. Looks like he's actually just dead. Nice.
Tyrande versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Alone give me strength.
This hand is actually pretty good. The 4-8 is particularly good against Priest. Damn, this hand is sick.
Is someone injured?
Well, it's not sick enough to deal with a Northshire Cleric, somehow. I'm still gonna coin one of these out, though. And then if it survives, which it's almost guaranteed to survive, the only way it doesn't is Divine Spirit Inner Fire. If it survives, I'll silence it next turn. I'm going to attack into the Cleric. It doesn't put that much damage on my Razorleaf, and it makes a Divine Spirit for him significantly worse. Are there any cute plays I can make here with Pyromancer? Like Pyro, Potion of Madness? Not really. Let's just start by purifying this. And then we'll just kill the Cleric and heal this guy up. Make sure to heal up the guy that's taken 2 damage. Alright. I actually don't deal with that very efficiently. Start with a Power Word Shield here. Do I want to attack into that? Let's kill this and then Circle of Healing my board. I might just be able to win this game with 4 power minions against Priest. The Circle of Healing has a lot of value in this deck, especially since I already have a Pyro. if I drew into a cleric, it could draw me like 5 cards. That's not a real combination of cards that people put in their deck. What the fuck? Well, let's just chill. I think it was actually pretty reasonable to just throw out an Auctioneer there. Like, it's Priest, what's he gonna do about it? But I also think this is hopefully a slow enough matchup that I can chill. Drew both of his operatives already. Let's just wait another turn. It's possible I should have just drawn 3 cards there since I have both Auctioneers. But I'm not really sure. So I can draw 6 cards with Cleric here if I really want. I have 8 cards in hand, so I need to play 4, which I can do pretty easily.
Is someone injured?
Wow, those are some good cards. I think there's definitely something I could have done better at the end there. Probably should have cycled the Binding Heal. I was roping though, and I had to get a card out of my hand or I'd overdraw. And I can't afford to overdraw the Stormwind Knight. Yeah, I definitely should have Binding Healed the Pyro and then Holy Smited this. I'm actually gonna die, huh? That sucks. Pyro is pretty good here. Can draw a couple cards with an Auctioneer.
I got the best deals anywhere. Do you like to play with fire?
Shadow Visions is definitely a nice card to have. Let's Binding Heal this guy so he doesn't die. Inner Fire. So if I draw Stormwind Knight, I can go for... Actually, I have lethal next turn if I draw Stormwind Knight. I believe, as long as he doesn't taunt. Wonder if I'm dead here. I don't think I'm dead if he's playing Lyra. I actually have a lot of health now because of that Binding Heal. It's definitely unfortunate that I wasn't able to draw lethal here. He's showing 14. Let's draw with Auctioneer here. Okay, I drew the Stormwind Knight. I think I can heal here. Next turn I go Radiant Elemental Stormwind Knight, which is 6. 7, 8, 9 mana. I can Shadow Visions into another Power Word Shield, which gives me 36 damage. I think I actually just Hero Power Pass. He needs, I think, 7 damage to kill me. It's not that likely he has 7. Probably more likely that he has a taunt. I guess Primordial Drake is the most likely way that I lose this game. I'm also out of silences, so if he has a taunt, I pretty much just lose. And I guess if he's going to draw this many cards with Lyra, there's a pretty good chance I just lose. Dead to Inner Fire, dead to... I'm actually not dead to Mind Blast, actually. Is he not getting playable cards with the Lyra? Am I actually going to win this? Holy shit. Wow, this is gonna be really fucking annoying.
Almost out of cards.
Oh, okay. Well, the deck did its thing. Hell yeah.